Sorry
Sounds
about that.
good. No
We had
worries.
a microphone problem for the
Oh,
last
yeah.
one. It was dying, and I was like, oh no. So I had to like swap microphones out, and so my brain's all over the place.
Kick
Yeah,
it
no
off.
worries, man.
All right. Welcome to AWC Arm Wrestling, presented by Flashman Productions. We're your hosts, Dustin and Trey, bringing you top-tier arm wrestling coverage from Austin, Texas, United States. Flashman Productions delivers events, documentaries, and podcasts, and you can catch us on all the social medias at Flashman Productions. Today, we're talking with John the Savage Therrien. He's got a match coming up, AWC 4 on April 12th, and we're going to find out a little bit about him. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. It's the weekend. You know, scheduling this stuff is not the most fun, but it is something that we're passionate about. So I'm glad that you could make it on and find the time today.
Oh, yeah, we made it work. The time change is definitely a big thing in all of this to try to time stuff. So,
oh my goodness,
but it worked out.
Yeah, we're dealing with people in Ukraine and Italy, and it's like, whoa, you know, trying to make sure everything lines up. It was difficult, but we're pulling it off. So,
oh yes.
All right, so tell us who you are, where you come from, and how you got into arm wrestling.
So I'm John Therrien, known as the Savage. I'm from a little town in Northern Ontario, Canada. Most people even around my area would not know where that is. It's very located in a weird place. You have to travel forever to get even to Toronto or main cities. So growing up, there's not much to do there. I played hockey. I played pretty much every sport possible. But then one of my good buddies, Kevin Carrier, was doing local tournaments, and he's like, "Hey, you're strong. You should try this." And who doesn't like arm wrestling as a teenager? So basically, I just started competing at small events. I was doing very good. I was 17 years old at the time, and then my first real professional event was Ontario Provincials, which I pulled youth, and I destroyed the class. And then from that moment, it just hooked on. I knew this was my sport. And then my second event, I went to Canadian Nationals. I pulled youth, and then I pulled pro. I destroyed the youth class. I think I got fourth place in pro for my second major tournament. So again, it just kept on building. And once you get hooked to arm wrestling, there's no way out. You're in it. But yeah, so I've been pulling for 14 years now. No, sorry, 13 years. And it's just an amazing sport. I like traveling, meeting new people. I just like the training to build up to matches. It's just an overall amazing sport. And just knowing that there's so many levels to the game, it just gives you a new goal each time to climb and get even to better yourself, basically. So
couldn't agree more. Speaking back on how you started and everything, you started in these local events. Do you still pull in those local events? And if so, what tournaments do you look forward to these days?
So the past 2 years, I started competing more on a higher level. I've been taking it very seriously, pulling a lot of super matches. Just last year, I pulled 13 super matches. But I still go to local tournaments. I pick and choose the ones I'll pull. I don't want to enter a tournament and just blow through everyone. That's not fun for me, or it's not fun for anyone. But I do like to go, even if it's an hour from my house, I'll just go and support, right? And just I like arm wrestling, so I also like to watch it. So I try to make my appearance as much as I can everywhere. But yeah, I'm pretty busy with super matches, yes.
Yeah, that's an insane schedule.
Yeah.
How do you adjust for that schedule, right? Let's say you have 12 super matches over a year. What does training for that look like?
So some people don't believe me, but I do not lift many weights. I'll do a lot more table time. But to be honest, I've pulled last week against Greg Tooley at East versus West, and now I'm pulling in a week in Poland. I haven't done much in the last 2 weeks. Basically, it's just healing. I've done my fair share of training with the after pulling at the East versus West. So basically, for 2 weeks now, just basically relax, a little blood flow with the bands, just to get ready for the next one. So I like pulling a lot. Again, pulling as many people as possible. That's the real training, in my opinion. So basically, it's just timing yourself to not be injured or to not feel too sore by the time you pull again. So there's a lot of factors in play, but I think if I started lifting weights, going to the gym, I think I'd be overdoing it. I would be always sore. So that's also not a good thing.
One more question while we're in this vein. Do you have any ambition to go to like WAF Worlds or anything like that?
So I loved tournaments in the past, but you know what? Super matches really grew on me just because I can focus on one goal, one person, and you have three chances. If it's 3 out of 5, you have three chances to adapt and change. It gives, as an arm wrestler, it makes you a better arm wrestler, makes you versatile, because if one move doesn't work, then you have another chance to try to do it a different way. So I just like super match style a lot better these days, which I still compete at some tournament events. Like I went to nationals last year. I love it too, but yeah, super match is my new thing, I think.
Awesome. What is the most competitive weight for you? Like, where do you like to sit? Where do you feel the strongest, the healthiest, the most mobile out of all the weight classes you've been?
So that's a very weird question for me, basically, just because I used to pull 2 years ago, I was 174 pounds.
Right.
At this weight in North America, not many people wanted to pull. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I just got bored of it because no one wanted to take on matches. I was stuck in the rankings. There was no way to advance. So then I just started training, eating, trying to get as big as possible. And 2 years later, now I'm finally sitting at like 195 pounds. Sometimes the most I'll get up to is like 200, like I am right now. But yeah, so at this weight, at 198 pounds, like I can literally have a match every freaking week or two. I deny a lot of matches because there's only so many matches I can take on, but it's just a very good weight, and I feel good at this weight because usually I'm underweight. Just like my match in Poland, it's 209. I'll never make it to 209, so I can literally walk in comfortable. Don't need to cut weight. I can eat whatever I want. I don't need to diet to make weight. So basically, I find that I'm the strongest version of myself when I can just feel comfortable in my own body and just go in and just think about one thing and crush it, the guy. So
Yeah, so you do no weight cutting whatsoever at this point.
no. Like even last weekend, we had to pull at 187. That one I had to diet down a little bit, but the morning of, I had 1 pound to lose. So I went in the hot shower for 15 minutes, got out, made weigh-ins. And the next day I ate like a pig. I gained back like, I think 7-8 pounds.
Yeah.
And then within a week now I'm like 197. So yeah, so I feel good. By the time I pull in Poland next week, hopefully I'm like 202, 203, but there's only so much you can
Is
do,
it
right?
fair to say though, at the highest level, like you competed on East First West, 187 is the place that you'd want to make your home?
187 works, but like I'd be for the certain matches, I'd be down to go even a little lower. Like I can still make 176. Obviously, I would need to diet and I would need to cut a bit of weight, but it's not that far of a reach. Just because my body is not made to be heavy. I have a small frame. I don't have wide shoulders. As an arm wrestler, I don't have any legs. So it's very close.
That begs the question for me. At 176, if you could have anybody North American, who would be good enough to make you make that weight again?
I tried to get a match versus Austin Tevis. I think some injuries or something happened that prevented me to rob his 176 North American rank. So that didn't happen. It was supposed to happen in Kentucky last year. But yeah, I was making weight, not a problem, to 176, and that didn't happen. So I was kind of bummed out. But yeah, that'd be the top contender. He's number one right now in the world.
Hunter Knopf?
Hunter Knopf, yeah, would be a good match. I was also the same event. I was supposed to pull him left hand, and something happened with him too. That was just a very bad event. Within 2 weeks of the event, a week and 2 weeks, they both pulled out. So I'm like, wow.
I remember.
Yeah, that really sucked because I think it would have been great matches, and I was ready for them. But yeah, Hunter Knopf would be a very good opponent too, but I think he's a little lower in the weight right now. Which 154s he'd be killing. He's doing very good on the world stage.
165, I think, is what he just pulled.
165. Yeah, 165. So 165 is definitely the weight for him. That's way out of reach for me. Yeah, 170, 176 would be pretty much the max it can go down to.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, at a world level at 176, there's a few guys that would be very interesting to pull. So if I had to ever get offered a match at that weight, I'd be okay with that. So.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you have any plans for the rest of the year? Anybody that you're looking to pull, or events that you want to pull, or are you just kind of open and floating?
So there's a few events in talk, a few that I don't want to say anything yet because it's not confirmed.
Yep, no, that's fine.
But there is Arizona State. I might be pulling at Coach Ray, which Coach Ray and I we were supposed to pull like 20 times in the last 2 years, but it just never works out. The last time we were supposed to pull at Armwrestling, my wife had the health problem, so I didn't make it. The time before that, we were supposed to pull at East versus West Challenger Series. Right. The event got canceled, so there's always freaking something. So hopefully this time around, we get to pull, because I know he really wants to pull me, and I think a lot of
At what weight?
really
will that be at 98?
I don't think so. I think Ray's more of a 187-pound guy. So regardless, I'd be okay with any weight he wants to pull. But that could be a very interesting match too. So
awesome. Yeah, that's all great information. We have one last question for you, and it's a mission at Flashpin. We like to give back to the community. So with that said, what's one piece of advice you can leave everybody with?
Hey, what do you mean, like in the arm wrestling journey in general, or?
Yeah, whatever. Like,
it could be life advice.
It could be life. It could
or
be
arm wrestling.
Arm wrestling. It could be whatever you want. You know, love your wife. You know, whatever it is. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, obviously, I'm a family man, so my family comes first anytime. I have 3 beautiful children. My wife that I love so much, and they all support me. Like, it's unbelievable. My wife's by my side every event. Having a woman in your corner makes a whole difference in your arm wrestling career. She's also my #1 fan, which I truly think that helps me a lot throughout my career. So that's amazing. Arm wrestling wise, grip as many hands as you can because everyone pulls different. Listen, don't think you know everything because no one knows everything. You'll take on some tricks that's for you, some other tricks is not for you, but just pull as much as possible.
Awesome.
How many times a week are you pulling?
So when I'm not too close in between matches, I like to pull on the table twice. One, basically just technical, nothing crazy, maybe like even 50%. And then one, the Friday we go hard. I go till my arm's completely numb, which builds in endurance, and it gets you a good pump till the next week. So
right,
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, do you have any social media you want to shout out? Let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, well, I have a YouTube channel, John the Savage Therrien. I have Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, I'm pretty much everywhere. So
awesome.
We'll make sure we plug
those. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we'll be looking forward to your match on April 12th, AWC4. So
yeah, actually, wait 2 seconds. I have a message for, I think it's Tomic.
Yes.
I know that. Okay. I don't know much about this guy. I've seen maybe 2 videos pulling smaller guys and just holding them in the center. If he watches this, I hope that's not the only thing he can do, because it's going to be a very bad day for you.
Love that. Yes, sir.
Oh, we'll see if you get the opportunity to turn and smile and finish it.
Yes, sir.
It didn't happen last match, but that even pissed me off even more for this one. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's lay it in.
Fantastic. All right, John. You take it easy.
Always a pleasure, John.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.